In the face of a widespread housing crisis, the BC government this year introduced a multi-billion-dollar plan and several pieces of legislation in order to tackle the shortage. The changes foreshadowed in the NDP's Homes for People plan announced in April represent a significant step.
We'll probably look back on this time 10 or 15 years from now and say this was the biggest change in provincial housing legislation and policy in our generation.
The province's legislation includes restrictions on short-term rentals and introducing zoning changes intended to boost density, especially in areas near public transit.
This is just an overall opportunity to see more residential density kind of sprinkled throughout the city. In some cases, that's going to be more focused in certain areas, but it's also going to be kind of distributed throughout the city. For example, there's a provincial regulation about allowing 4 residential units per lot, and that could be almost all residential lots in the city of Kamloops that currently might be only zoned for 1 or 2 units. Potentially there could be 4 units per lot. So that's going to have an impact throughout the city over the long term.
Local governments have said that infrastructure is one of the biggest challenges when it comes to increasing density in their communities.
Infrastructure is one of the biggest needs, and yeah, we're all needing more support from our senior government colleagues for infrastructure.
In the year ahead, local governments will be busy doing the work behind the scenes to implement the province's legislation, including updating zoning regulations.
There's certain things that are set as far as what are the provincial requirements, and then there's certain things that the local government still has some discretion on. So it's those kind of nitty-gritty details. I guess we're working out the details on them.
We'll do the best that we can in all municipalities that are heavily impacted by the legislation. We'll do the best that they can in the short timelines. And again, there's going to be some problems that come up. And I think between, staff, councils across BC and the public in BC, again, everybody remembers the goal of all of this was to do something that was significant to try and respond to what we're calling a housing crisis.
For Castanet News in Kamloops, I'm Kristen Holiday.